Hello, this is Sonia Tuma again from Glendive, Montana, forensics coach, here with the second video in my training series. This one is specifically for speech or debate events. They get tied together. Speech events can be a number of different things. I have them all listed here with some ideas of what you're getting into. Most of them, the students will be in the room all together. They'll listen to each other. They'll go one at a time and present. When it's over, they'll all leave. The only exceptions are the short prep and if a student is dual entered. So they might have to leave to go to a different room and do a different presentation, or they might be arriving in your room a little late because they were presenting somewhere else. If someone is not there when it comes to be their turn, you can skip them and then just work them in whenever they show up. So there are some things here. Speech events do not allow costumes or props. They do need to be dressed professionally. They should look like they're going to maybe an office job, something like that, something to go with. They should look nice. And there are some rules here about which ones are memorized, which ones are not. There's some rules about which, like interp, program interpretation is the only one that lets them use their binder as a prop. Any interpretation can have a binder, or they can go without, other than POI needs their binder and POI can use it as a prop. Program interp can. So in general, your short prep people will come in one at a time and then stay in the room. Your memorized people and your interp people will stay in the room unless they're dual entered. And you are ranking them based on how they present their piece and how well they follow those rules that should be outlined at the top of the ballot. For example, if I have an MPA ballot here, Memorized Public Address, it tells you at the top what you expect MPA to be, what you are ranking them for. So you should kind of read over that to get an idea what the event's about and make sure you're ready to rank them on who did the best job presenting their material. It's not, you shouldn't rank them on their speech unless it's not approved for all audience or it's very poorly written. I don't know much else to say about speech events. Just rank who's the best speakers, and you can pay attention a little bit to how they present themselves clothing-wise or how their speech is written if you need to. But try to focus on their presentation. So if you need to pause and read all those things I put up there, feel free. Then there's debate events, which are very similar. They fall under the same category. They just have slightly different rules. In debates, you will have two people or two teams going against each other. One will be going in the affirmative, one will be going in the negative. And on your ballots, you need to specify which team was which. You need to specify which team won. And you really need to give speaker points because that really helps determine who faces off against who later in the tournament. And we need that information as soon as we can. I talked about this in my general video. You do need to mark if there was a low point win. That's important because if someone had lower speaker points but still won the debate, we need to know that you meant to do that. We need for sure who won, what their code was, and whether it was a low point win. There's some other information here about what debate is. I also put it here. Lincoln-Douglas debate is a moral debate. Public forum and policy are more about straight up facts and who is presenting their case better. And then debaters in team events will give you their names, make it easier to keep track of who's speaking. And they should present themselves professionally. The other difference with debate is you get one sheet to fill out for both sides, usually. And then for other speech events, you will get a ballot that is on the front. I showed this in my general video. Make sure that gets filled out all the way with code numbers, times, and speaker points, as well as circling the rank on here before you turn this in. Your comment sheets that come with speech events, you can take your time to fill out just as long as we get them back at some point. We would really appreciate to give the kids some feedback. Try to keep it as positive as you can and constructive as you can. And once again, don't ask kids where they're from. Don't ask them for personal information like their names. That's information we keep out of it for bias, to try to eliminate bias as much as we can. And I did already mention in my general video how dual enter happens. I mentioned how to use the tables to help you decide ranks. I just wanted to give you the specifics about some of the weird things that happen with speech drama. With debate, you might also have them dual flighted, which means you might have to watch one full debate all the way through and then watch another one immediately after. and rank them both for one round. That can happen, but the most you'll have to do in a round is 2 debates. For speech events, you'll have up to 8 presentations to watch per round. As always, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I have probably emailed you at this point, so feel free to contact me. And I hope you enjoy judging your speech or debate events. Thanks.